Ay, coming in, yeah, flex, I just wanna win, yeah, LABB who we running with, yeah, 2, 2, 3, 3, I'm on 10 again, yeah.
Wagwan, peoples, I have just finished my gym session. So, as explained before, I hit a nice back and a little bit of biceps, but mainly back, all right? My session today was a bit of back, so I'm gonna take you guys through the session. The reason why I chose back today was due to my split, my routine. So my gym routine consists of a push, pull, legs, split, okay? So not no bro split, not full body. I feel like I'm past the full body stage, but there is room for full body, okay? It doesn't mean you should do full body. Since lockdowns happened, some people coming back to the gym would hit a full body session in order to get their body back into the groove of lifting weights again. Because if you go back trying to do the things which you were doing before, your body could have a negative effect. So you could be very sore for a long period of time, and then you won't be able to train consistently due to you being so sore. But what I got up to today was a pull session, so a back session, all right? The back is a very big muscle group, so it consists of a lot. So it goes from your lats to your rear delts, your rhomboids, your traps. There's a lot, and there's other muscle groups which I haven't even mentioned there. Today, as it's quite cold outside, I made sure that I warmed up. First thing, I was warming up on the ski erg, getting the blood flowing around the body, just to make sure that I was warm, I was mobile, and I was ready for the session. All right, the good thing about getting the blood in the body, it can prevent things like injuries, it can prevent you having long-term damage through not warming up, and it also helps get you a bit more mobile for the session. In order to reap the benefits of the movement, you need to be warm and you need to be ready for the session, okay? We first started with a pull-up. So the pull-up is a very good movement for the back. It adds that width, it targets specifically the lats. So again, it's a very good movement for the back. It's important to incorporate some body weight exercises into your program, whether that be pull-ups, chin-ups, tricep dips, press-ups. Body weight movements are good all round because, for example, during the lockdown, when there was no gyms, you can always do body weight movement. What I did is I supersetted that with a straight arm pull down. So again, getting the back fired up in different plane of movement, okay? So with the pull-ups, you're pulling yourself up from the top. With a straight arm pull down, your arms are coming back and down. Again, working parts of the back, mainly the lats, but you need to warm everything up in order to progress. After the pull-ups and the straight arm pull downs, I then went into one of my main compound lifts, and that is the deadlift. The deadlift. The deadlift is from the floor, dead bar, loads of weight, and you have to lift it up. Simple as that. Or is it? So, with the deadlift, there's so many techers involved, and there's so many things that can go completely left, completely wrong. So you need to make sure that your technique is on point. Not necessarily immaculate, because there is room for a bit of movement, but you want to make sure that your technique is definitely above average. Otherwise, long term, you could be setting yourself up for disaster, okay? So with the deadlift, there is certain protocols that you need in place in order to reap the rewards and benefit from doing it. Things as simple as engaging your hamstrings, engaging your lats, making sure your back is not too rounded, your spine is not too rounded, Little things like these help a lot when it comes to the deadlift. And then after that, it's about being smart with the movement and progressing, because that is one of the biggest movement patterns that could go completely wrong. I didn't have much knowledge when it came to doing the movement pattern. But now that I'm clued up, I'm a qualified personal trainer, I do have the knowledge in order to help, for example, you, and help myself to prevent injuries long term, okay? So the deadlift, I progressed up in weight. I started off light, which is also very important. I started off as a warm-up with 60 kilos, and then I progressed all the way up to 200 kilos. You've also got to remember, failure is not a bad thing, because you learn. When you fail, you learn. And then when you learn, you get better. So failing in life is definitely a good thing, because you learn so much. We then went over to the back machine, so we went into the lat pull down, okay? I used to think, right, with the lat pull down, the wider you go, the bigger your lats are gonna grow. The wider you go, the bigger your lats are gonna grow. Yeah, I was wrong. I was very, 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 very wrong. I do see a lot of people with the wrong technique when it comes to lat pull down, whether that be pulling down too far, so you end up rotating at the shoulders. That's what you don't want, okay? You wanna make sure you're pulling down and you're thinking about engaging your lats, the muscles in your back. That is the number one key when it comes to doing a lat pull down, okay? So, all you gotta think about is when you're grabbing onto the bar, you're locking your lats in place. So you're pulling your shoulder blades down and in place, and then you're thinking about pulling your elbows in to the side of your back, okay? So as you're coming down, think about pulling down and squeezing into your lats. That is one of the easiest ways to explain how to do a lat pull down. I then went into a row. So think about the movement patterns, right? We're going from pulling down to now rowing, so pulling back. Width for the back indicates you pulling down, thickness for the back, pulling back, okay? So I then went into the row, which was a chest supported row. A lot of people do barbell rows, a bench row, but luckily in my gym, we have a chest supported row where it's fixed in place and it stops me from swinging. Even though I'm conscious about it, I wouldn't necessarily swing, but it stops me from swinging, and then I can focus on pulling back and using the muscles in my back in order to maximize, again, the results and the thickness of my back. There are different ways and different movements you can do with your arms. So if your arms are out higher, you can then work more of your rear delts and your traps, your upper traps. And then if your arms are tucked in slightly, you can again engage more lats and a bit more of your rhomboids and your middle back and make it nice and thick. We then went into a single arm row. So, believe it or not, you have a stronger hand or a stronger arm. So when it comes to starting off, you tend to be a bit stronger on one side, and that happened with me. So what happened was, one of my lats started to grow more than the other. And that was because I probably wasn't thinking about the muscle engagement, and I probably wasn't doing much single arm stuff as well to get the balance right. Words of wisdom from somebody who's been through it and experienced it. I don't want you to make the same mistake. Include some single arm stuff in your workouts. 100%, whether that be for legs, whether that be for back or shoulders, anything. Just make sure you include some single armed or legged exercises in your program. This will help with any muscle imbalances. After that, we then move on to, nice and easy, bit of biceps. So I just hit today some dumbbell bicep curls. Make sure you're in control of the weight. I wasn't swinging, bringing my arms up too high. I was just making sure that I was feeling it in my biceps. And if you are doing it correctly and you're ensuring your arms are getting a good workout from the exercise that you're doing and you're not using your back, for example, then everything will be all good. I hope you liked exercises that I've done, and I hope you guys can incorporate that into your own programs. So please, if you can, subscribe to the channel, let me know your thoughts. If there's anything you want to see from me, let me know. And yes, I really, really appreciate it. Watch this space, it's all going to be fun, going to be laughing, it's going to be jokes, and it's going to be good. Peace!